Hi, I'm Dave Werhane, Director of the National Scouting Museum, Philmont Scout Ranch. I'm coming to you today from inside the reading room of the Ernest Thompson Seton Memorial Library. And I have a very special object, one of my favorites, that I'd like to show to you. Before we get there though, I kind of have three others that I'll need to lead up to it. What I really want to talk about here is the Boy Scouts of America Handbook. And it all started long before the Boy Scouts did. As a matter of fact, some might say it started with this book right here by Ernest Thompson Seton called Wild Animals I Have Known. This copy is from 1900. It was this book, including his story Lobo, King of the Crumpaw, that truly launched Ernest Thompson Seton to become a popular and well-known author. This is also the book that allowed him to start touring the United States of America and pursue other portions of what he was having ideas with. This book and that notoriety allowed him to begin a youth organization called the Woodcraft Indians. Now that came about in about 1906, and with that, of course, was writing. Ernest Thompson Seton, as part of that program, published in magazines like Scribner's the Birch bark roll. The copy I'm holding here right now is exactly that, in bound format from all the Birch bark rolls of 1906. I'm going to come back to this book in a minute, because in 1906 other things were happening, and his organization was becoming so well known in the United States of America and so successful that he got together and spoke with another gentleman across the ocean who was creating and operating a different youth program. That gentleman was Lord Baden-Powell, and the book I'm talking about, Aids to Scouting, is what launched his ability to do that. This book here, the little red book, Aids to Scouting, was what launched Lord Baden-Powell into the notoriety of a youth organization. Now he changed this for boys and a little later on, but what I think is really cool about this book that I love so much is that this one was actually the copy that Lord Baden-Powell gave to Ernest Thompson Seton in December of 1906, as this inscription says, while they were talking about their groups and how they could come together and combine into one organization here in the United States of America. Now it was these two writings, the books, these two books, and the contents of these two books, which led to a very famous book for us that was first launched in 1910, and that is this book right here. This is the very first edition, very first handbook for the Boy Scouts of America. And as you can see, it says Official Handbook. Now the very next printing, that will all change. But this book here was co-authored by Ernest Thompson Seton and Lord Baden-Powell in 1910, and there was a little less than 30,000 copies of this original book made. There's still plenty of not plenty, there's still some of these out there in both hardcover and in this softcover, but I like this one. It's one of my favorite objects of all the pieces in our collection here at the National Scouting Museum and Ernest Thompson Seton Memorial Library. And that is because this one is filled with notes written by Ernest Thompson Seton and Daniel Carter Beard in preparation for the very next edition. And there's one specific thing in here that I'd like you all to ponder as we go into this. Most of them are about aligning this program with that of the United States of America. Things in here like changing the names of patrol names from stag to elk. Stag would be a European name for that type of deer, whereas here in America we'd call it an elk. There's other things in there discussing the fleur-de-lis, what the logo should be, what the Medal of Merit should entail. But one of my very, very favorite comments in here is a pretty relevant comment to the Boy Scouts of America, something you all know. Here in the book, listed under Scout Law and Scout Oath and Scout Motto, Every time the phrase "be prepared" shows up, it is scratched out and written above it, "always ready." Interesting. I always like to think what our organization would be like, what the youth across the last century would have done if rather than be prepared, they were always ready. Or if that even makes a difference. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. If you have an opinion, and I'm sure you do, why don't you go ahead and write something in the comments and let us know. Which is the better motto? Be prepared, always ready, or would it really even make a difference? Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.